Hi, Ellen.
Yeah.
Hi, Gabe Walker.
Hi.
How are you
Nice
doing?
to meet you.
Good. Thanks for coming in today. So I know we've been meeting regularly. We've already had one session, but today I kind of wanted to get into what's going on. So what brings you here today?
Well, I'm still kind of, I went to the doctor because I thought maybe I needed some kind of like antidepressant or something to help me because I'm just really dealing with a lot of depression as far as I cannot get myself going, and I know it's affecting my whole family, my kids and my husband, and the house is a mess, and it's just I just can't get myself focused on stuff that it should be important, but it just doesn't seem important to me.
Okay. So you mentioned that you're feeling depressed a little bit. You've gotten some help as far as maybe some meds for this, and you feel like it's kind of affecting your relationship with your family and some things around the house. So what's kind of the reason you're here today? What's the thing that maybe we want to focus on today? Is it the family? How would you prioritize what's going on with family and the clinician you're working with?
Well, I think that my kids are, I just find myself every morning, it's just like the same thing where I just kind of get into this. I'm yelling at them and they're not really listening, and then by the time everybody's out the door, everybody's been mad at each other, and it's just a big mess, and it didn't used to be like that.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use something that may seem a little strange. It's a technique called the miracle question. And so I'll go ahead and ask you the miracle question, and maybe it'll help us come up with some ideas for what may help with your relationship with your kids. So is that okay?
I'll try anything.
Okay. So let's say after therapy tonight, you go home and you go to sleep, and during the night a miracle happens, right?
Okay.
The miracle of miracles, but you're not aware that the miracle has actually happened. So you sleep and you wake up, and you start going through your daily routine. And what are some of the first things that you'll notice, or ongoing things during the day that you'll notice that are different than when you are having the issues with the children? What are some things? What is the first thing you'll notice is different?
Let's see. So everything that I don't really like right now is gone. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So everything, not that everything is gone, but you're having a day where things have changed, and your issues and concerns have kind of been relieved, and you're feeling better, but you're not really sure why. But what's the first thing you would notice in that situation?
Well, I just think, let's see. Well, I think the atmosphere in the house would be a lot different. I mean, just everybody would be kind of doing what they need to do to get ready, but yet, not barking at each other and stuff. And I would probably be cooking something that everybody could eat before they went out the door. And we'd be just kind of talking about what everybody had going on that day. Okay.
So you mentioned two really great things there. You talked about cooking a meal as a family, and people are kind of talking about what's going to be going on for that day. Those types of things would make you feel like, you're going in a positive direction.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
So that's maybe the first part of your day. What happens next in your day?
Well, then I generally, depending on the day, sometimes I have work myself to go to. Other times I just have things that I need to get done as far as errands and shopping and that kind of stuff.
So at work, if you were feeling not depressed, if you're having a day where your depression was relieved, what kinds of things would you notice you would be doing at work?
Oh, I would probably be more social, at lunch and break and stuff. And because usually I just put my nose in, lately I've just kind of been, I have a book or magazine, and I just kind of pretend like I'm focusing on that because I really don't want to talk with people at work. I just don't. It seems like the stuff just doesn't have any substance or any.
Okay. So you feel that if you're interacting with people at work during lunchtime, maybe instead of other things, you would feel better about your day. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yeah, I think so. I would feel more connected and happier to be there, I suppose.
So you'd feel more like you were apart and connected, and feel happier about being at work in general. Okay,
yeah.
Great. And so then, what are we doing after work normally? What's going on after work in your normal day?
Well, kids usually, a lot of times we have games to go to.
Okay.
It's basketball season, so we usually have a pretty full evening. It seems like somebody's got either practice or a game right now.
Okay. So again, during this portion of your day, when you're having a day where things are going great and the miracle has happened, what types of things are you noticing that you're doing during that part of your day?
Well, I would probably be the mom that's yelling in the bleachers the most, because I would be
supportive.
Supporting our team and all the kids that I know and giving the ref a bad time.
Yeah. So being at your children's sports activities and being an active participant, maybe an overactive participant at those, that gives you a good feeling.
Yeah, it makes. Okay. I think it makes the kids feel good because then they know you're you're there for them.
Great. And so, ongoing through the evening, I know before you go to bed, are there things that you might do that would make you feel less depressed, or where you feel like you're having a more positive?
Well, I think a little bit more.
What would you notice?
I think my husband and I would have just kind of sit down and just talk about things that we usually end up talking about the kids, but yet we just talk about things that maybe we aside from the kids, what we're interested in doing.
Okay, so this is good. Let's talk about your evenings, spending time with your husband. So again, with the miracle question, your husband would notice things that were different as well, right? If you were having the miracle, what kinds of things would your husband notice about you?
I think, first of all, he'd notice that I want to engage and talk with him, because a lot of times I just kind of, since I've been depressed like this, I just don't really want to communicate other than what's absolutely necessary.
Okay. Oh, great. So he would notice that maybe you're more willing to talk and engage with him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then maybe an example, how many kids did you have?
We have 5.
5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So maybe with your children, what would your children notice about your day that was different from a day when you were feeling depressed? What would they think?
Well, I would be, I want to talk to them more about their day, how their day, what's going on with them, with their friends, and I think just be happier. In general.
Okay. So they would notice that maybe you were a little bit happier about your day, maybe, because of your interaction with them in the evening, the sports and all of that. They would feel like it was just a more positive day.
Mm-hmm. I think so, yeah.
Okay. So that is the kind of thinking we use when we use the miracle question. And we'll be practicing some of that during the week as well as during our therapy sessions. Just to kind of, did you feel like that helped to focus on, it's called solution-focused therapy with the miracle question. Do you feel like that helped?
Well, it is nice to think about things being different and, remembering how it was, how our family was before I started feeling this way. So yeah, it's nice to think about that.
So maybe we can use some of these things that we find with the miracle question to set some of our goals for the type of things we want to have happen during the week or during the day. That's the idea of the miracle question.
Sounds good.
All right.